I volunteered on a customer service hotline for a company called Nugger, a private BBC provider for single women. I didn't know such company exist until one of my mates offered the job while I was high and drunk at the same time. I did ask them to find me a job because I've been kicked out of my parents' house, but not the kind of job that required to answer dumb question. Well, they do pay me good. I negotiate with my boss to give me the night shift as I thought there wouldn't be a caller during the night. My boss at first stared at me, judging me indiscreet, and finally nodded to agreed. As I was about to leave his office because of the feeling of awkwardness started to crawl on me, he said, "Be careful now, sonny boy, tonight is the night of the full moon." Full moon? What does that mean? I went home after that because I can't stand being surrounded by people. When I got home, I bust out my Oculus Rift and started jerking off to Natalia Mars and Daisy Taylor. After busting a nut, I realized that I have jerk off for a few hours and I am minutes away from starting my first shift. I quickly took a shower and left for work, leaving my coom sprawled around my room covering my floor. The first few hours of my shift consist of prank calls, FBI threats, and Karen asking the manager because one of the apes stole their possession. Sometimes I got special request from the agent BBC nigger who asked to answer some of the calls from their unwanted born children, asking their papa to come home. I usually accept their request, but hung up immediately after their mothers wanted to talk. As I looked at the clock in my computer, it's 2:30 a.m. and the phone ring less frequently. My plan succeeded and I wonder, what else can I do to fill my time than playing Minesweeper till I feel dead inside? I can't watch porn as the boss has installed a device that could read anyone's search history when they connect to the company Wi-Fi. The reason why my boss installed such a device is to keep the monkeys from spewing coom all over the place. I heard from a coworker that before, a dude named Jimmy sneak in his phone and use VPN to bypass the device and watch Mia Khalifa during his break. He had made a mistake of showing it towards one of the monkeys. It caused the monkey to jerk off uncontrollably and rape Jimmy, and the Jimmy was never heard of again. I begin to think about what happened to Jimmy and how he got pounced by the monkey. I've lost in my chain of thought, but quickly regain conscious as I feel my dick starting to get stiff. I grab hold of my dick as I am a man of religion and a straight dude. I quickly began the process of limping my dick. After the clock hit 3 a.m., the phone rang. I was annoyed and thought, which single mom in my area is lusting a BBC during this time? I answered the phone, and it was silent on the other line. I answered hello, but no one responded back. I hung up, but it rang again after a couple of seconds. I pick up the phone and was getting ready to yell the caller when a muffled voice started speaking. He was whispering, "I can't breathe." I told him I wasn't interested in hearing a calming voice ASMR, and this is not a George Floyd creepypasta. The caller was enraged and started screeching. He said because I've had enrage him, he is coming for my anus. I am puzzled and scared towards his behavior. Is he really coming for my A? Am I gonna end up like Jimmy? I thought. I answered with a yeah right and hung up. I quickly ran towards the nearest window that overlooked the street. I look at the dark sky and there it was, a full moon, just like my boss had warned me. I am puzzled to what it meant, so I Google it. I stumbled a Reddit post that discussed the phenomenon that happens under the full moon. As I began to read it, I could feel a presence of someone looking at me. As I look around, I saw a black figure pointing at me and licking his lips. I ran and hid under my desk. I continued to read the post, and realizing my mistake, I've trembled in fear. I have angered a spirit called Brian Sullivan who killed himself after realizing his wife has been cucked by a BBC. It said that the spirit will call any customer service hotline to ask for the ape who destroy his wife. As I was reading, the spirit noticed a beam of light coming from my desk. The spirit climbed my desk and tried to flush me out by making glory hole using his D. I quickly ran out of the desk and towards the exit while mouthing racial slurs that targeted every single ethnic group that has been discovered in this world. The reason I did that was just to anger him, because the Reddit post doesn't state which race he was born with. I ran and ran, but every time I looked back, the spirit was near. I saw a church nearby and quickly enter it. The spirit cannot enter the church because he was a dirty spirit who jerked off to gay porn before he died. The father welcomed me and told me the church was closed. I begged him to stay as I was a stray dog that had nowhere to go. The father agreed, but only if I helped him accomplish some chores. I agreed as I dared to not step out of the church until the spirit leave me alone. As the week rolled by I became bored. My chores consist of cleaning the prayer hall and luring lost children to came to church on Sunday. The only time I feel joy was when I get to torture the children in the basement. But the joy didn't last as only the father gets the child to himself while I am stuck here covering his duties. I've dreamed of leaving the church and coming home to binged watch all of Natalie Marr's videos. But every time I look out of the church window, I saw the spirit ever so slightly looking at me and jerking off to me. It looks I am stuck here for eternity until the spirit learn to let go and let bygone be bygones, just like his marriage. For now, I want all of you listeners at home to pray for me for my freedom as I am going mad and becoming a gay maniac, because most of the time I am surrounded by men's. Amen.